Hello friends, your source of Gotek information is here. So here is our beloved Gotek. We have our 0.91 inch OLED screen fitted. We've got our rotary encoder installed. We got a speaker inside. You can see here, this is one of my older ones where the wiring isn't as neat. But anyway, because I sold out of the ones that I made. I completely sold out of them, and I couldn't purchase more because I had to wait for the new Gotek. So here is the new Gotek, and as you can see, it has a bigger screen. It's not really any wider, but it's taller. This new Gotek comes already fitted with a 0.96 inch OLED screen. I have a video I already published of fitting a 0.96 OLED screen on a Gotek. I used it in an Amiga 2000 where the hole is larger and I made like a custom mount for it or whatever. I'll put a link to that video up here on the screen and in the description. But basically in that video it shows you how to hook up and use and configure a 0.96 OLED screen, and the rules are the same for this one. So the nice thing about this screen is that it has the ability to display twice the information that the old one does. It's not twice as tall, but for whatever reason the pitch of the actual pixels or whatever is such that you can, instead of just being limited to 2 lines of text, you can go 4 lines of text. Or more importantly, you can go double height on 1 or 2 of the lines and make the characters twice as large. And and I'll show you that in a minute. The default in this is not too bad, where the file name is actually double height and the 2 other lines that are the normal single height. And it's a pretty good compromise in space and readability and information. Also, this rotary encoder is factory installed. They actually have a smaller knob on there, but it's pretty much the same. The only thing that I've done is I've added the speaker, the internal speaker. And because I'm only having to wire up one thing, it's much easier to route the wires, and it's just an easier procedure, all things considered. So let's give this thing a try. We know what the old one looks like. So this arrived today. I'm doing a video already, and it came, with the Gotek firmware on it. So again, you have to flash the firmware with some custom firmware, and of course my firmware of choice is FlashFloppy. So I've got 3.27 version in here. And again, like I said, I mounted a speaker in here, and those are the only 2 things I've done. So if you're interested in learning how to flash the firmware and put the speaker in, check my channel. I've got a video. It includes putting the OLED and the rotary encoder in there as well, but obviously you can just skip those steps. So anyway, let's give this a try and see what it looks like. Turn on our stuff. Monitor. Okay. It was funny because I sort of had somewhat of a rumor that Gotek was going to produce one with that already has the screen and rotary encoder in there, and when I found that out, I basically didn't purchase any more Goteks to mod in anticipation of this being released. Well, I think I bought one shipment, and then I found out that the new one was being released, and I was almost sold out, and I sold out. I always sell out of them. The best thing about this is because I don't have to spend as much time. I don't have to mount the screen. I don't have to mount the rotary encoder. I don't have to do all that soldering. You know, it's taking me half the time to mod the Gotek and make it ready for our vintage equipment, that I have it listed for less than I ever had before on eBay. So I'll have there's a link to my eBay store in the description. But let's give this thing a try. Oh, I need to turn off the light because, yeah. It's actually just loading. Isn't it just loading Workbench? No, it's actually loading Space Quest. Cool. So yeah, I have other videos where I've put other screens on Goteks, and any of the larger screens enable you to have 4 rows of information. There's 4 rows available to be assigned in the configuration file for FlashFloppy. But anyway, so the way it comes from the factory is that the top is the path. So we're in the parent path, so it's just a front slash. If we were in a folder, it would show the folder name right after that, and any subsequent folder name until it runs out of room and can't display anymore. I have never had multi-tiered folders before, so I couldn't tell you if it scrolls like it does the title, but I imagine it would. So anyway, then in the middle row we have, it times out after a while. In the middle row we have the title, which is larger. It's twice the height. I believe that's also an option. So, and then the very last row we have the file number on the Gotek, on the thumb drive, you know, file number 2 out of 3, and the track number, the current track number that the Gotek is on. Normally these Goteks are just the bottom 2, and also this title is just the same size as this down here, pretty small. So this is a pretty good improvement. I would say that and of course everybody knows you can't fit a larger screen than a 0.91 inch screen inside the Gotek case. So what the Gotek company did was they cut a slot out so that the screen would fit in there. The screen is a custom design. You know, the circuit board says Gotek on the back of it, as well as the rotary encoder actually has a circuit board behind it, and it also says Gotek. So these are custom designed parts that Gotek put in here. But I had to have the speaker in there, and obviously in order for it to work on most of these old computers you have to have FlashFloppy. So this one's ready to go. So anyway, that's all I wanted to let you guys know about. Again, this is all the Goteks going forward are going to be Artery based Goteks. None of them are going to be STM anymore. You know, the procedure for flashing them is, again, that video that I referenced earlier. I'll try to remember to put it in the description or up here on the top of the screen right here. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you that. So we'll talk to you soon, friends. Bye now.